I've had people come and tell me I've saved their lives. I've had grown men crying into my shoulder. I've spent 29 years of my life at rock bottom. And the thing that got me out of it was, and that's when I was like, okay, this guy gets it. And it's okay for me to feel this way. And it's okay for me to speak out. And I am not alone.
All right, everybody, we're here at AmericaFest. This is Gerard. I'm with the Are You Listening podcast. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Seth. You might not recognize his face. Maybe you do. But this guy has a powerful story that's going to blow you away. Before we get into that, you're somebody that I can look at right now that can tell you're free. You have a light spirit about yourself, but there was a point in your life where you weren't there. You were at rock bottom, and I know there's somebody watching this that very possibly might be sitting in that same space right now. What's something that gave you that freedom that you could speak that life into somebody right now that might be struggling with something?
Yeah, so, I'm 30 years old. I've spent 29 years of my life at rock bottom. I mean, truthfully. And the thing that got me out of it was sharing my story, speaking out and explaining to people what happened, why I am the way that I am, and sharing my story, writing the book, kind of doing this thing is what's helped me. Truthfully, because when I shared my story, when I felt all alone, there were men all over the world who come to me and told me, hey, man, me too. And I've gone through the same thing. And because you've shared your story, now I'm able to talk about mine. And they, I've had people come and tell me I've saved their lives. I've had grown men 10, 15, 20 years older than me crying into my shoulder after hearing my story. And so that's what's been so freeing for me, is being able to offer that, permission to speak out and that permission to be the man that they deserve to be,
Yeah.
So it's been cool.
And I would say that everybody watching this, you have that same permission.
Absolutely.
God has given you that permission. You were born with that right. Wherever your faith might lie, you were born with that right to know that no matter what you went through, there's freedom waiting for you, and to speak that life into somebody else. And there's a surrender and a strength that takes place when you're able to empower somebody else through that. So that's a blessing that you're able to realize that and encourage everybody else to do the same and experience that true freedom. And that's what living is all about.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And to be clear, somebody did it for me, okay? I saw another man share his story, his testimony, and that's when I was like, okay, this guy gets it. And it's okay for me to feel this way, and it's okay for me to speak out, and I am not alone. And we've all got our problems. We're all carrying something in our rucksack.
Yep.
Whether you see it or not, we're all carrying weight. And so when you look around, you see everybody in this room's got something, man.
For sure.
And so if you can be that voice to let these other people get rid of that weight, it's incredible. And to get rid of it for yourself, get it off your back, man. Yep. Walk around and you're free, man. The world is a beautiful place, and you don't have to live in the shadow of what you've come from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and no matter how strong you are, no matter how big of shoulders you got, no matter how tough we are, no matter how good of a fighter we are, there's a time where that weight is going to tear you down. I call it spiritual bondage. Sure. If you were able to see in the spiritual, you could see chains dragging along a lot of people. But when we can break those chains, that's where real freedom lies. And I am very honored just to be speaking to you at this moment, to know that you've realized that, and through the power of somebody else speaking life into you, you're encouraged to speak life into somebody else. So if you're watching this, know that we're speaking that to you, and you can share that for somebody else and give them that freedom.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you. Thank you so much.